Welcome to the Weekly Wrestling Podcast. I'm being joined by Rickey Shane Page here at Alpha-1 Wrestling. What's going on, man?
Nothing. I went to Niagara Falls and it was fun. I've never been there before. Now I'm here at.
Never been to Niagara Falls, really?
No, not once. Not once.
That's insane, man. You had a heck of a weekend a couple weekends ago. You got to take on the Monster Abyss at AIW. Talk a little bit about that, man.
Oh, it was great, man. He was awesome. He's huge. Like, people say I'm big, but he was like way bigger than me.
I'm like looking up at you.
Yeah, and I was looking up at him. He's just like, they don't make humans like that anymore, I don't think. He was a really nice, super cool guy. I had a blast. It was a great match.
Yeah, it was a really great match. Talk a little bit about Alexia Nicole. You got to work with her at the Battle of the Sexes show as well.
Yeah, she's real good. She's really young. She was 5 years old when I started wrestling. But she's great. I think if she just keeps doing what she's doing, she's going to end up being a really good wrestler someday.
A couple of other guys that you got to work with here in Canada. Talk a little bit about Scotty O'Shea, and I know you worked Brent Banks in AIW as well.
Scotty O'Shea is great. That was the first time I had ever been in the ring with him. Last time at Alpha-1. I love that match. It was great. I haven't seen it. I'm sure it was good though. I remember it being really good. And Brent Banks is awesome. Another young guy that's going to be really good someday. He's got to work out more though. I think he's not big enough.
I completely agree with you there, man. Put on a little bit of weight. Talk a little bit about you're here once again, Alpha-1 Wrestling for the King of Hearts tournament. You got Psycho Mike in the first round as well.
Yeah, man. I'm a big fan of tournaments. I've always been a big fan of tournaments. Psycho Mike's awesome. He's one of my favorite guys from up here. I love his character. He's really good in the ring. I think a lot more people need to know about him. I'm super excited about it. King of Hearts has been a good tournament in the past from what I remember, and I'm super stoked to be here, man.
I got to ask you a little bit about your match with the Crusade for Change as well at Beyond Wrestling. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, man. Beyond was awesome. That FET music, that venue is great. The fans are amazing. That was a long drive. I was up for like 48 hours that weekend. Yeah. That was a great match. All those guys are really good too. I've been really lucky lately. I've been really lucky with opponents.
Congratulations on all the success, man. Talk a little bit about your school as well. I want you to get the chance to throw that out there. Talk a little bit about the Roaring Elbow.
You can follow us on Twitter at The Roaring Elbow. The Roaring Elbow. Yeah, it's everywhere. It's The Roaring Elbow. It's good. All my students are doing really well. I actually have one of my students with me this weekend. He made his debut last night at Busted Knuckle Pro Wrestling. His first time in Canada.
He had a good match too. I'll give him that.
Thank you. Yeah, man. All my kids are doing real good. I'm really excited about it. I just want to give back to pro wrestling and make it better. I think a lot of people just kind of get in and they don't really know what they're doing, or they think they do, and I just want to help. I want to help people. I want to like usher in the new era of professional wrestlers and make sure that they know what they're doing and that they're good at it and that they can go out and make a good name for themselves.
Besides that, what's in the future, Rickey Shane Page? Excuse me.
Oh, I don't know, man. Right now my goal is to just keep having good matches and just traveling, I guess. I've been traveling a lot lately. I'd like to go overseas to England or Japan or something like that. But as of right now, I just want to keep having good matches.
Well, honestly, man, congratulations on all the success. Happy to see you up in Canada. I've been stressing it, and I hope to see you more in Canada, man.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. I'm here at Alpha-1 Wrestling after the show, after the King of Hearts. And I'm here with the man, not just in Ontario Independent Wrestling, but the man in Alpha-1 Wrestling as he dethroned Alessandro Del Bruno and is the new Alpha Male Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, Brent Banks. What's going on, man?
Everything. But I mean, that intro, you called me the man, but you forgot to call me the myth and the legend.
I forgot the intro. Okay, let me try it again.
Rewind.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend, the one-man dynasty, the Alpha Male Champion, Brent Banks. What's going on, man?
That was a good intro. I'm almost speechless right now.
Talk a little bit about the match here tonight. Talk a little bit about dethroning Del Bruno. I know this was your guys' first time in the ring together as well. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, it was our first match ever. I mean, as you can tell, I got the win. I don't have my belt right here right now, but I am the alpha male now. I would love to get back in the ring with Del Bruno. He's a great wrestler, just not better than me, as you can tell now. But I mean, it was a good time. The Oppression had a very good time tonight. I won my titles. Lionel may have lost his belt. Justin may have lost the King of Hearts, but the Oppression will be back. And at the final act, That's it. That's it for A1. We're gonna burn this place down, pretty much. I'm sorry, but we're burning it down.
Let's talk a little bit about your match at the final act. You're going to be defending your championship, your newly won championship against the alternative Ashley Six.
Yeah, Ashley Six having a good year for himself. Coming back real hot. I mean, surviving cancer, which is very rare, as you know. But he's having a good year now. He's coming back strong. This is what he wants to do. He's the King of Hearts winner now, and he's gonna come after my belt. But you don't really think just because he beat cancer he could take the title from me, right?
That's not for me to say. I think that's for the Alpha-1 fans to decide.
I think you should say it right now.
I think
I think you should say it.
Brent Banks will defeat Ashley Six at final act.
Can you say that again?
Brent Banks will defeat Ashley Six at the final act.
One more time.
Brent Banks will defeat Ashley Six at the final act.
Thank you.
Now, moving on, you're also a champion other places as well. Let's talk a little bit about Fight. That was the Bloor Court Cup a couple of weeks ago. Talk a little bit about that, man.
I was not at the Bloor Court Cup, but my fellow stablemates were actually there. Kingdom James was there, and he was
Don't
successful.
forget about Alex Vega.
Right. I mean, Vega was there. He actually won the Bloor Court Cup. Yeah, I mean, congratulations for him. I mean,
Does that mean he's coming for you now?
no. What are you saying?
Usually, Bloor Court.
What are you saying right now?
There
Can
may,
you be clear and stop stuttering?
there may be a little dissension in your.
What does that mean? Choose your words wisely.
I think I'm gonna get
Do
off.
you know who's standing beside you right now?
That's a very.
Why are you stuttering?
I'm nervous.
Don't be. I'm a nice guy. I'm not a bad guy. Take a deep breath. Okay, say what you want to say.
Let's move on to AIW. Let's talk about Rickey Shane Page. You had a phenomenal match with him. I actually got the chance to watch it as well. So tell our listeners a little bit about it, and tell our listeners a little bit AIW.
Yeah, AIW. I'm just starting out there now. It's like red hot right now. It's the new place to be on the state side. I'm just trying to get my foot in the door, see if I can get on the roster, see if I can make some waves in there, maybe get a title match one day. But yeah, it's fun working there. It's really hot in that building. It's really fun. The crowd is just hot all the time, and I had a great match at Rickey Shane Page. I mean, I don't want to brag, but I mean, I may not have won the match, but the crowd was chanting my name at the end. Just saying.
Yeah, that's definitely a positive sign. Hopefully you're back there very soon, man.
Hopefully, I mean, I did a good job, so in turn that would mean repeat booking, wouldn't it? If the crowd is chanting your name and saying please come back, doesn't that mean you should bring me back?
That's a very good point. Smash Wrestling now. You took on Rich Swann at Super Showdown 2. May have not come out on the successful side of things, but Rich Swann, Jay Lethal, it's been a big year for you at Smash Wrestling.
Well, I was supposed to wrestle Jay Lethal. Things happened, and Rich Swann just happened to be in the building, and Smash Wrestling just booked that match. But I mean, hey, I'll take it. It was a great match. Crowd is red hot for it. I mean, for some reason they just love chanting all night long, and they love Rich Swann. And I mean, I did lose the match, but it was a great match all around. So I'll take it.
And you got another big one coming up with Scotty O'Shea next month for Smash Wrestling. It seems like this is an everlasting rivalry between you two.
Yeah, I mean, like, I can't get rid of him here in A1. I can't get rid of him in Smash. He's just on my back the whole time. But I mean, maybe one more kick in the head will keep this guy down, this nerd, down for good. So I mean, should be good again. We always have a good match between each other. We always bring the best out of each other. So we'll see what happens in Smash.
Now, with that said, what's the future hold for Brent Banks besides Smash Wrestling, besides Alpha-1 Wrestling, besides AIW, besides Squared Circle Live, all the other promotions we've listed here?
Brent Banks is going to take over the world.
I wouldn't be surprised. Throw out the social media. Throw out some important dates, man. Keep these fans. Actually, before we even get into that, you were the final Union champion. How can I?
Shane Saber, everyone.
Shane Saber. You were the final Union champion last weekend. You defeated Michael Elgin, Ethan Page, and Josh Alexander. A plethora of names there. Top talent here in Ontario, not just in Ontario, but in North America. Talk a little bit about that, and talk about the last Union show as well.
That was a big show. I mean, I did not know what exactly was going on going into it, but It's always great to wrestle guys like Josh Alexander, Ethan Page,
And Michael Elgin when he decides to show up randomly.
Right, and Michael Elgin inserting himself into championship match. But I mean, he deserves it. He's done enough around here wrestling that he can just insert himself in, get himself a championship match. So I mean, it was fun, and I got the win, and I am the last Union champion.
And with that said, now throw out the social media, throw out some important dates, man, and honestly, all the best in the future because you've had such a bright one lately, man.
Just a bright one? Is that it? Is that all you can say? Okay, so if you would like to follow me on the Twitter machine, you can do it at @_Banks. That's BANKS.
I'm sure it's on the screen right now.
It should be on the screen, and if it's not, then you guys aren't really doing your job.
We're fired.
Exactly, you're fired. I'm gonna have to take over the show. Anyway, if you want to see me at any Smash Wrestling show, any Alpha-1 Wrestling show, AIW, AAW in Chicago, Fight Brand Wrestling, Squared Circle Live, C4 Wrestling, anywhere, I'll probably be there because, I mean, right now...
He's the one-man dynasty. He's Brent Banks.
He said it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Check out Brent Banks and check out Alpha-1 Wrestling.